Can I at least get my stuff?
All I found in there was a jar of mustard and a couple of old Psycho magazines.
Wow, I have mustard?
Welcome back to So You're Interested In, the show where I break down an artist's discography in order to give you, the viewer, the best possible jumping off point in order to get into their catalog. On this episode, let's get into the emo outfit, Origami Angel. This duo was founded by Rylan Hagee and Pat Doherty in 2016 after their previous bands had dissolved. With Pat on drums and Rylan manning the guitar, bass, and lyrics, the two have found a way to make music that sounds way more massive than you might initially think. Dabbling in a vast variety of styles, including pop punk, indie rock, indie pop, fifth wave emo, and easycore, just to name a few, they find a way to put a fun spin on anything that they touch. Their tunes are consistently catchy, relatable, and pretty funny throughout their diverse recordings. This DC outfit puts out music at a great clip, with a multitude of projects including LPs, EPs, mixtapes, singles, and remixes. They just simply do it all. Now, I know that I just threw a lot at you in a little bit of time, but just bear with me. I'm going to recommend 2 albums and 3 individual tracks I think you should be checking out in order to ease your way into Origami Angel's eclectic catalog. Let's kick it off with the albums. The first Origami Angel album you should listen to is their 2019 debut, Somewhere City. A concept album at heart, Somewhere City delivers with banger after banger of pop punk and emo fun. And speaking of killer tracks, the song 24 Hour Drive Thru is an absolute blast. This thing is stupidly catchy, becoming ear candy for any first time listener. The quick and snippy vocals mixed with the irresistible guitar riff creates a cut that would have gone triple platinum at Warped Tour. It's pretty rare that the first song that I mentioned also happens to be my favorite, but 24 Hour Drive Thru is a bona fide modern classic. But if that isn't your jazz, then maybe the title track will be more your speed. This is basically the thesis statement of the album, as it discusses the personal utopias that we all hope and yearn for in our everyday lives. The instrumental performance is super tight, hitting grooves in all the right ways, plus it isn't afraid to be a little weird, with some fun progressions that gives the title track an extra bit of flair and identity. Immediately following the title track is Skeleton Key. This record is sequenced to perfection, as the previous cut bleeds into the epic and cathartic opening instrumental statement. Lyrically, this song is earnest and kinda dumb in such a relatable and endearing way. It's got great emo undercurrents throughout, leaning into the more sad boy aesthetic than usual, even if the hook is meant to be belted out by the masses. Still, at the end of the day, it's a wonderful track. Much like the entirety of Somewhere City, which offers rock solid tunes that can be enjoyed by nearly any new listener. Go spin this whole thing and find the right song for you. The next Origami Angel album you should listen to is their 2021 LP, Gami Gang. With a much less focused approach in comparison to the somewhat conceptual Somewhere City, this plays more like a mixtape than an actual double album. That is not a knock on Gami Gang though, as this is a remarkably diverse project that nearly sticks to landing on any of their riskier song choices. While there are plenty of standouts on here, one of the first ones to catch your ear will be Mobius Chicken Strip. The lovely guitar tones evoke bright and beachy feelings, while the percussion pumps this thing along like a runaway train. Personally, I think it's impossible to not get lost in the grooves both in the bridge and hook, with the heavy guitars forcing you to mosh around. For what is seemingly a simple song, the duo finds a way to progress this fabulously throughout the whole cut. Another standout comes in the form of You Won't, a track that exudes bitchy pettiness in such a great way. It's not necessarily swagger, but the attitude presented is undeniably infectious and felt. You Won't is a fantastic pop punk piece that will have you thinking about your haters throughout its whole duration. The song Bossa Nova Core is a completely different beast than anything I've talked about thus far. Clearly taking influence from Bossa Nova for more than just the name, the delicate guitar noodling meets its match with heavy punk riffs. Pound for pound, I think this is one of their best tracks, simply because of how unique and well written it is. The lyrics and vocals also apply to this previous statement. It's like this song was made in a lab with the perfect Origami Angel formula. It's unexpected, but also entirely welcomed alongside the eccentric Gami Gang tracklist. Before we move on to the tracks, one last song I'd like to mention is Footloose Cannonball Brothers. I keep mentioning the guitars and percussion, but I've yet to touch on the bass. Thankfully, this cut brings the bass to the forefront, and it pays off as the tones are out of this world. The hook on here is also splendid, with some entertaining wordplay that is carried throughout the duration of the song. Footloose Cannonball Brothers plays like a classic pop punk track that also happens to feature one of Rylan's best vocal performances. As you can see, Gami Gang really is a mixed bag of exciting tunes that are ready to be enjoyed at a moment's notice. If I were you, I'd flip through this and see what tickles your fancy the most. And that is going to do it for the albums, but don't you fret, we still got some tracks to cover. The first Origami Angel track that I recommend checking out is Osmosis from their 2017 debut EP, Quiet Hours. Without a doubt, this is the most low-key song that I'll mention in this video. It sounds more like an indie rock version of a title fight song than it does the pop-punk antics that would follow. Obviously, this is one of their first songs, so that is to be expected, but that's not to say that this isn't worth your time. It's a really nice tune that presents some budding ideas that would come to full form on much later Origami Angel projects. It's not the most exciting one out there, but Osmosis should be required listening for any incoming fan. Next up, go ahead and toss on Ruby from the band's 2019 EP, Gen 3. First and foremost, you'll instantly realize that this whole EP is a nod to the Pokemon franchise, specifically the third generation, with track titles such as Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and XD Gale of Darkness. But enough of that, let's focus on Ruby for a second. Going from Osmosis to Ruby, you'll see the massive evolution this duo went through to get to their new sonic scope. Yes, that was indeed my bad attempt at a Pokemon pun. There's no doubt in my mind that if this came out 20 years ago, it would have fit right in. It doesn't do anything particularly crazy, but it is singable and danceable from a first listen on. Plus, this got remixed on the project Origami Angel Broke Minecraft to become an invigorating dance punk cut. All of this to say, go listen to Ruby for a good ass time. Finally, you should do yourself a favor by checking out The Brightest Days from their newest mixtape, The Brightest Days. Through and through, this is a summer song, so I apologize that I'm bringing it up to you now with winter glaring down on us. The ukulele opening with the subdued mix of vocals will bring a smile to your face, but just like summer, it won't last forever. The song eventually heel turns to become an absolute ripper. It's yet another damning case for their excellent songwriting dynamics, as it features a wide variety of breakdowns in this short cut. While the entirety of the mixtape does waver in quality, at least in terms of what I'm looking for, this title track is supremely excellent. But hey, don't take my word for it, go out and listen to The Brightest Days so you can enjoy it all on your own. And that will conclude my video covering Origami Angel. Links to all the albums and tracks discussed here will be located in the video description box below. Scroll down even further to the comment section where you can let me know if you liked any of the albums or tracks that I picked here. Maybe you're already a huge Origami Angel fan and you think that I completely fucked up this list. That's fine, stay in the comments and let me know where you think I messed up. While you're down there, feel free to recommend any artists you'd like to see covered on this show. Just know that I do have a bit of a backlog built up, so if I don't get to it right away, it's nothing personal, I'm probably working on it. Be sure to subscribe for more videos just like this every single week, along with other shows that I do, including Stacks of Wax, Where It's At, The Variety Show. I'm just a content machine that's churning new things out. And of course, by subscribing, not only will you be helping me out, but you'll be the first one to know when these new videos drop. But unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for this video. Outside of course, my usual reminder for you to go out and support your local record store if you are able to, along with the local artists in your area. And, well, till I see you next time, happy listening.